12 long years. Through scorching summers and freezing winters, he has waited. Every single day, without fail, he returns to the same spot, eyes scanning the horizon, ears perking up at the faintest sound. He doesn't understand why his owner left. He only knows one thing. He promised he would come back. And so, the dog waits. People in town have seen him, fed him, even tried to take him in. But nothing can break his loyalty. Rain or shine, he stays. But here's the heartbreaking part. What really happened to his owner? And why, after 12 years, is the truth only now coming to light? This story will move you to tears, but it will also remind you of something incredibly powerful, the kind of love that never fades. Stay with me till the end, because what happens next, no one could have expected. Before we continue, if you love stories about loyalty, devotion, and the unbreakable bond between humans and animals, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss more incredible stories like this one. And here's a question for you. What's the most loyal thing a pet has ever done for you? Share your story in the comments below. I'd love to read them. Now, let's get back to the story and uncover the heartbreaking truth behind this dog's 12-year wait. It all began 12 years ago in a quiet little town. The dog, just a playful, energetic puppy at the time, was adopted by a young man named Daniel. From the moment they met, an unbreakable bond was formed. Daniel wasn't just his owner, he was his whole world. Every morning, the puppy would wake up excited, his little tail wagging uncontrollably, knowing that Daniel would take him on their daily walk. They would race through the fields, play fetch until the sun dipped below the horizon, and then curl up together on the porch, watching the stars. For the puppy, life was perfect. Until one day, everything changed. Daniel left home that morning just like he always did. He patted the dog's head, scratched behind his ears, and whispered, "I'll be back soon, buddy." But this time, he never returned. At first, the dog wasn't worried. He waited patiently by the door, his ears perking up at every passing car, his tail wagging with hope. Hours turned into days. Days turned into weeks. And slowly, hope turned into confusion. Daniel's family was devastated. They searched everywhere, putting up posters, asking neighbors, contacting the police. But no trace of him was ever found. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. But the dog? He refused to believe it. Every single day, he ran to the spot where he had last seen Daniel. He sat there, staring at the road, waiting. Waiting for the moment his best friend would come back for him. The seasons changed. The puppy grew into a strong, beautiful dog. But he never stopped waiting. 1 year passed. Then 2. Then 5. And now 12 long years. And still, every single morning, rain or shine, he returned to the same place. Because deep in his heart, he still believed Daniel would come back. But what he didn't know was that the truth had been hidden for over a decade. And soon, it would finally be uncovered. 12 years is a lifetime for a dog. Yet, through every scorching summer and every bone-chilling winter, he never wavered. The townspeople had grown used to the sight of him. At sunrise, he would trot to the same bus stop where Daniel had last patted his head. He would sit there, his aging eyes locked on the road, waiting for a familiar face that never came. At first, people tried to take him in. Kind-hearted strangers brought food, built makeshift shelters, and even tried to adopt him. But every attempt failed. No matter how warm the new bed was, he always left. No matter how kind the new family was, he refused to stay. His heart belonged to someone who was never coming back. The years left their mark. His once glossy coat had turned gray. His playful energy had faded into a slow, weary walk. But his spirit, unbroken. Then, one winter, a young journalist moved into town. She had heard the whispers about the dog who never gave up. Intrigued, she started watching him. Every morning, she saw him limp toward the same lonely spot. Every evening, she saw him return to his cold little shelter behind an old gas station. She decided to do something no one else had, find out what really happened to his owner. And what she discovered changed everything. The journalist, named Emma, became obsessed with the story. She spent nights digging through old newspaper archives, searching for any trace of Daniel. What she found sent a chill down her spine. Daniel hadn't just vanished. He had been declared missing under mysterious circumstances. 12 years ago, he had left home to run a quick errand, but he never returned. His car was found abandoned miles away, with no signs of struggle. No footprints, no evidence. Just an eerie silence that left investigators baffled. His family had searched desperately, hoping for answers. But as years passed, the case faded into the background, until no one spoke about it anymore. Except for one soul. The dog had never forgotten. Emma knew she needed to dig deeper. She tracked down Daniel's parents, who had long since moved away, their hearts shattered by the loss of their son. Tears filled their eyes when she mentioned the dog. "He's still waiting," Daniel's mother whispered, covering her mouth in shock. Emma nodded. The dog had never given up hope. Determined to bring closure, Emma made one last effort. She posted Daniel's story online, hoping someone, somewhere, knew something. And then, a message came in. Someone claimed to have seen Daniel. Alive. And the truth behind his disappearance? It was more shocking than anyone could have imagined. Emma's hands trembled as she read the message. "I think I saw Daniel. He's alive, but he doesn't know who he is." Her heart pounded. Could it really be true? After 12 years of silence, was there still hope? She immediately contacted the person who sent the message, a nurse from a small town nearly 100 miles away. The woman explained that a man matching Daniel's description had been living in their community for years. But there was something strange. He had no memory of his past. 12 years ago, a man had been found wandering near the outskirts of the forest, disoriented and injured. He had no identification, no recollection of his name, and no idea where he had come from. Locals had taken him in, giving him the name Sam. He built a quiet life for himself, working at a small repair shop. 4 years, no one questioned his past. Emma could hardly believe what she was hearing. Could it really be Daniel? She gathered all the information she could, including old photographs of him. Then, with Daniel's parents by her side, she traveled to the town. The moment they arrived, their eyes locked onto a man standing outside the repair shop. Daniel's mother gasped. "It's him." But Daniel, or Sam, as he was known now, looked at them with blank confusion. He didn't recognize them. Emma stepped forward, holding up a picture of Daniel from 12 years ago. "Does this look familiar to you?" she asked gently. The man studied the photo, his brow furrowing. Something about it tugged at him, like a distant dream he couldn't quite grasp. Then Emma said the one thing that would change everything. "There's someone who has been waiting for you, for 12 years. She pulled out another photo. A dog. An old, loyal dog, sitting at the same spot where Daniel had last seen him. Daniel's hands trembled as he took the picture. His eyes widened, his breathing hitched. And then, like a dam breaking, memories flooded back. Running through fields. Late-night walks under the stars. A small, energetic puppy jumping into his arms. His best friend. His dog. Tears welled up in his eyes. "He's still waiting?" Emma nodded. "Every single day." Daniel didn't hesitate. He had to go back. The journey back home felt like a dream. As the car sped down familiar roads, Daniel, now remembering who he truly was, stared out the window, his mind racing. Would his dog even recognize him after all these years? He had changed. His hair was streaked with gray, his face weathered by time. But in his heart, he was still the same man who had once whispered, "I'll be back soon, buddy." And now, after 12 years, he was finally keeping that promise. As they approached the small town, Daniel's parents gripped his hands tightly. Emma, sitting in the front seat, could hardly breathe. They were about to witness something extraordinary. The car pulled up near the familiar bus stop. And there he was. The dog. His once strong body had aged, his fur speckled with white. But his routine never changed. Every single morning, he still came to this very spot, waiting. Daniel stepped out of the car, his legs shaking. He barely had time to take a breath before Emma whispered, "Go to him." He took a hesitant step forward. Then another. The dog, at first, didn't react. He simply stared, as he always did, watching yet another stranger walk past. But then, something changed. The scent. The voice. The way the man hesitated, just like his owner had done so many years ago. The dog's ears perked up. His head tilted. His tired, cloudy eyes locked onto Daniel's. And then, he moved. Slowly, at first. As if he couldn't believe what he was seeing. His body trembled, his legs wobbled. And then, with all the strength he had left, he ran. He crashed into Daniel's arms, letting out a deep, broken whimper, the kind of sound that carried 12 years of waiting, of heartbreak, of undying love. Daniel clutched him tightly, burying his face in his fur. "I'm so sorry, buddy. I'm home. I'm home." The town had seen this dog wait for over a decade. They had watched as the years stole his youth, but never his hope. And now, they stood in silence, watching as that hope had finally, unbelievably, been rewarded. Tears streamed down Emma's face. Daniel's mother sobbed into his father's shoulder. Even strangers, those who had once offered food to the dog, wiped their eyes. Because for 12 years, this dog had never given up. And now, neither would Daniel. Daniel took him home that night. For the first time in 12 years, the dog did not return to the bus stop. He curled up beside Daniel's bed, just like he had as a puppy. He let out a deep sigh, the sound of peace, of relief, of finally being home. And from that moment on, he never had to wait again. Some stories remind us of the unbreakable bonds we share. This wasn't just a tale of loyalty, it was proof that love, no matter how much time passes, never fades. This dog waited 12 long years, never giving up hope. And in the end, his faith was rewarded. If this story touched your heart, let us know in the comments. What would you have done if you had witnessed this reunion in person? Make sure to like this video to honor the incredible loyalty of this dog, and subscribe so you don't miss more heartwarming stories like this. And before you go, check out the next video waiting for you on the screen. It's another unforgettable story you won't want to miss.